The Minister of Higher Education and University of Djibouti has chaired the graduation ceremony of the first batch of students of engineers for the international scene in Yemen, and its allies called on the United Nations to put pressures on the Houthis rebel. Welcome to our newsroom. Under the chairmanship of His Excellency Mohammed Ali Mohammed, the National Assembly has closed its proceedings yesterday with the considerations and adoptions of several other projects. At the end of the plenary session, the President of the Assembly has delivered his traditional closing speech. This session was attended by Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, Member of Government, and all parliamentarians. Its agenda was the considerations of several bills, including the ratifications of the agreement establishing the African Continental Free Trade Area, the project to adoption of the national systems of standardizations and quality promotions, ratifications of the financing agreement for the project on the road to the zero stunting, and finally the project on the ratifications of the loan agreement for the integrated slums upgrading project in the Republic of Djibouti. Debates have taken place between parliamentarians and members of the government after the adoptions of the different. For his part, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed is stepping up to take actions on the project to adopt the national systems of standardizations and quality promotion. This project is considered as a tool for regulating the economy and offer economic actors competitive and advantages in trade. The Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, has sponsored the first defense of the end of engineering promotions of the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Djibouti before the President of jury that the students Ayan Pierre has supported during 50 minutes. Bidders having supported the President of jury made remarks and comment on the different plan and content of the defense. Indeed, the defense of the internship report must allow the students to demonstrate that he has integrated, understood, and knows how to use the teaching given during this training. Will also be evaluated his ability to communicate in public, his pride of synthesis, his masteries of the subject, and his professional skills. The President of the Republic, Ismail Omar Guelleh, officially inaugurated this Faculty of Engineering in 2013 to enable Djiboutian students to continue their studies in Djibouti. The Dean of the University of Djibouti, Dr. Jama Mohammed Hassan, the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Abdul Qadir Ibrahim Idris, the directors of the ISS and the professors of the university took part in this defense of the first classes of engineering faculty framework of higher education. The Faculty of Engineering of Djibouti is a concrete response to the need for training of excellences. It aims the forms of engineer able of ensuring the technical and managerial masteries of development project of our country. The Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed, has thanked the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, for inaugurating these faculties so that our students can continue these engineering studies in Djibouti. The Minister of Health, Dr. Jama Oki, accompanied by his key collaborators, inaugurate in Ali Une Health Post in Arta region. Upon arrival at the scene, the Minister of Health was greeted by the Prefect Abdullah Daraukiye and a crowd of anonymous. This ceremony saw the participations of the charges of the United States Embassy, Mr. Alexander Hamilton, General Craig of U.S. military base in Djibouti, General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, General Tahiru Ali Mohammed, and the representative of the U.S. aid, Miss Rabia Martin. The health post of Ali Ouneh is built with the financial and technical support of the U.S. Army stationed in Djibouti. These openings of the post come just in time for the local population. It should be noted that the United States government has already built health posts, and two are being built in the Kontali and Galafi localities in the Dakhel area. In his intervention, the chief of villages of Ali Ouneh sent to the government, which spared no effort to cover the needs of quality care and the proximity of the rural community. He also paid tribute to the American government and more particularly to the American Army that contribute to the financing and construction of the health post. In his speech, the United States emphasized that the government and the American people are available to help the government and the people of Djibouti to achieve the goals of improving rural populations. For his part, the Minister of Health, who has a long record the objectives of the implementations of the constructions of this health post in a brief intervention during the inauguration ceremony. In a brief intervention during the ceremony, the prefect of Arta region urged the local populations to preserve brand new sanitary facilities. For his part, the U.S. Embassy's partners of the constructions of these structures testifies to the strengthening of multi-faced cooperated links between the Republic of Djibouti and the United States. The Minister of Health, Dr. Jama al-Mauki, for his part, highlighted the crucial role that this health post will play in access to local care for rural populations, and thanked the U.S. government and the American Army for the contributions of his locality of Ali Ouneh. All Modilac brand infant nutritionist product are subject to a product recall following report of cases of Salmonella poisoning bacteria that are harmful to the health of the children. The National Food Analysis Laboratory, known as LANA, inform and assure the Djiboutian population that the children's milk of the Modilac brand do not present on the Djiboutian market, is what said Mr. Said Umar Wais Gedi, head of the Quality Assurance Services, during an interview at the microphones of RTD. For the international scene, Saudi coalition's protagonists ask United Nations to pressure Houthi. Listen to this report.
The United Nations on Friday called for unhindered humanitarian access to people fleeing the last block of Islamic State jihadists in eastern Syria. In the past week alone, the UN say more than 10,000 people have fled from the conflict zone to Al-Hol, where the mine camp for people displaced by the fighting against IC is located. Humanitarian actors have collectively requested force in control of the area to designate a transit site en route for Al-Hol where life-saving assistance can be provided. The area is under the control of the Syrian Democratic Force, backed by US-led coalition, which are battling the last threat of the IC Khalifa near the town of Hajin in the Euphrates River Valley.
United Nations demand humanitarian access to the eastern Syria. Listen to this report, please. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.